Good afternoon mga katribu and welcome to another fascinating episode of Spotlight. I'm Francine Marquez.
And I am Venice Bautista. And in today's episode, another artist from an eminent nonprofit organization will be joining us to tell us through his story.
Yes, he's an architect by profession and the regional administrator of Urban Sketchers Manila.
So let's now get to know him more. Please welcome Mr. Janeil Arlegui.
Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Architect Janeil, di ba?
Yes.
Oo.
Yes.
Oo, yeah. Well, we want to find out more about you, your work, and of course, Urban Sketchers. But let us ask the first question. How are you and how is Urban Sketchers Manila in the midst of Omicron and I think level 2 na tayo ngayon in the metro?
Yes. Well, it's been 2 years since this pandemic and has started already, almost 2 years. And what we did during the first during the first lockdown,
no?
we had to stop. We had to stop our going about. Okay, so urban sketching is that we go to places and we sketch what we see, what we observe. And the case was we had to stop, and that was around March. So we didn't push through in March, and then it took us about another 3 months before we started doing something online, which was virtual sketching. Which was something that we had to do because it's not part of our manifesto. Our manifesto was supposed to be that we go out and see it live. We never reference anything from pictures. So instead, that was the alternative. That was the safest way for us to do it. So we did that a couple of months, about 4 months. And then we eventually, we sketched themes. There were themes that we tried to do, like sketch what the content of our refrigerator, our living room, our what we see outside, and then we started doing reference pictures from images from Google Maps. That's what we started doing. And then it went on. So the pandemic went on. So, but some of us just passively just sketched from time and then just posted it in our Facebook group. That's how we share our drawings, by the way. We sketch, we take pictures of our sketch results, and then we posted it, and we write stories about what we had observed through sketching. So that went on. I mean, like a couple of months, and then now we're in the stages of again. It surged again, probably Omicron. There's no official reports. So we're having all of these things, and then now this year we started. We thought that okay, let's do a couple of series of retooling ourselves. We talk about tools, sketching, and the like. So that's what we're doing in the next. We plan for the first 6 months. We already just finished our first series on how to create your own sketchbook. It's posted. Yes, something like something that I hosted, and then me and Muffy, who are planning these things for the rest of the 6 months, and hopefully maybe probably the next 1 year. I mean, if we don't know when this pandemic is over, and it's safe for us to totally go out again. So that's what we're doing as much as we can.
Yes.
Being safe is the priority, and secondary is really about sketching. All
For
right.
Katribu viewers, Mafi is Mafi Rojas, a good friend and a member of Urban Sketchers Manila who led me to you. So I've
Oh,
been
right.
seeing your works through her social media posts as well. Very
Yes.
inspiring. I mean, all the
Yes.
people, all the members are just into it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It really started like the 10 years plus ago.
Mm-mm,
And
Mm.
the case was that, back in 2006, I started sketching by myself
mm-mm,
first. And, it's kind of awkward if by myself I'm out on the sidewalk and then trying to sketch a building or a place. And then I started sketching also people, just observing them through on paper, on sketchbooks. And then eventually I wrote an article back in 2011 about sketching architecture by freehand in a
mm,
Blueprint magazine.
mm-mm,
It was somebody from who is a visiting mentor here, uh, American, Buzz Walker who was teaching at an art school here in Makati, read that because and then he got interested and he contacted me because he was a member of Urban Sketchers Singapore. That was what
Mm.
he was, and then he got transferred here. So he got in touch with me through Facebook Messenger. Then 2 weeks later, we met with another fellow sketchers, Ryan Sumo. So the three of us started talking about the possibility of having an Urban Sketchers chapter. So Urban Sketchers is an international organization of sketchers
mm,
who sketch and draw what they observe. So we have a manifesto, right, in drawing and then sharing our experiences through drawings.
mm-mm. Yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
So you can see us just sitting down for like an hour or two in one of those our events, and then we sketch what we see. Um, we try to diversify. You can see, yes, we gather around in the morning and then we sketch through the day. So you can see a couple of us. That's the white guy is Jonathan Price. He's British.
Mm,
He
Mm.
sketches regularly, and then we just sit down, observe what we see. Sometimes we just prop up our seats there.
mhm,
Yeah. So it's not like taking pictures of what you just see. We slow down time. That's what we're trying to do here. That's one of my works.
mm-mm.
You can see that it's
Yes, yes. Right.
and then we go around town or in Manila in the streets and we sketch what we see.
Wow. Oh, oh, oh.
So you can see the this. Okay.
Mm-mm. So
Yes.
when you say sketching, essentially, what are your tools? Like, is it just
Ah,
ink, paper, a sketchbook, or charcoal,
we
pencil?
it could be anything actually.
Mm.
Could be. Currently, I'm also even doing digital sketching on my
Mm,
iPad.
mm-mm,
Okay,
So
so any
that's no
medium.
problem. Any medium, any medium that the sketcher is comfortable with. So
Mm.
there's no specific guidelines. If he or she would like some to do oil, that's no
Mm.
problem. I haven't seen anyone doing oil, but that's
That's
that's the
welcome.
case. You
Oo.
could he or she can do it, and yeah. But normally, what we do is we have our own sketchbooks. But some of us, we like me, I also carry around a bigger bigger size paper, and I'm a watercolorist. I do watercolors,
Oh.
so I do it
Mm.
live, and then yeah, takes a while, and
Nice.
I learn to do things faster. It's one of those things. Yeah,
Wow, can imagine all the
yeah.
inspiration you get, no?
Especially when you're seeing your
Oo.
friends and
Mm,
other
mm,
Mm.
sketchers doing their own thing with their own medium.
mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
and their own styles. Everyone's
Yeah.
style is unique. So there's like you can tell a person's work when when you see a new word, I know
Mm.
without even their name, you're seeing their names. If you're familiar with their strokes, the way they paint, the
Yeah.
color palette, you tell, this is his work. So it's
Janelle,
very distinctive.
can anyone be a sketcher or can you learn
Oh,
it or you have to have that natural born talent to
Yeah.
draw?
there's no such thing as inborn talent. That's my stand.
Oh.
Or else I wouldn't be in the teaching business also. um, the thing is, sketching or drawing is a very common skill set that you can attain. It's like a skill like driving that you can. You're
Mhm.
not inborn with driving skills, right? So just like you're not inborn with writing skills or riding a bike, you have to learn how to ride a bike. It's the same way as for drawing. So it's a universal skill that you can learn. It's not something that is just because you have a father who did art,
Mhm.
you might become good at it. No, it's not the case. Although my father is also a good artist, yes, family can be influenced. Okay, there are two main influences of um, being better at drawing. Number
Mhm.
one, external influences. It's like if you see a lot of people drawing all the time, you might be like musicians. I mean, if there's like an uncle or your father is, you see them playing and then you hear them playing, you like the music, you start, maybe I could do it too.
Mhm.
That's external influences, and another one is your self influence. Yeah, what's what you want. If you enjoy the the activity and then you do it repetitively, you still enjoy it, and then that therefore it becomes, you're good at it after a few thousands of drawing, then you're getting it. And at the same time, probably a bit of research.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
it.
totoo naman na at ako kasi like before when I was young, I used to draw a lot. I don't want to brag, diba? But I was better than most children. But then
Okay.
I focused more on reading and writing after but
Oo.
like sixth grade, and then I stopped drawing. And then wala
Mm-mm.
na-stuck na talaga yung drawing skills ko nung sixth grade.
But it's enjoyable, no?
Yes, yes, it is.
Mm-mm.
So can
It
you
is.
share, like stories a bit about your sessions before the pandemic? Like what are the joys and the challenges
Oh,
of urban
Oo.
sketching?
Like, may
oh
nagpaalis na ba
wow.
sa inyo while you were sketching?
The most memorable one was with drawing the El Hogar building. I think back in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure that what year. It was in the news that it might have been going to be demolished.
Oh.
Oh.
So what we did was, it's a 100-year-old building. It's beautiful. So the guards around the place are forbidding people from taking pictures.
Mhm.
Mm.
So the instruction to our sketchers was that we don't take pictures.
Okay.
Okay. So what we did
Okay.
was to sit down and just sketch. So we had our cameras or our phones in our bags, and we just started sketching. So the guard was so perplexed. I mean, he was so confused what to do. So he had
Why?
to call his supervisor down the building and ask what is he going, or what are we going to do. These are people, are they taking pictures? No, probably not. So we ended up just sketching all throughout
Mm-hmm.
that an hour or so, and yeah, the guard didn't bother to shoo us away. So
Mm-mm.
what we did was even the guard offered a seat to one of our
Oh,
sketchers.
that's nice.
Oh.
In the end,
That was
tumulong na
one
lang
of,
din.
yeah, and then at the end, we had, usually when we sketch, we have this at the end of the session, we have show and tell. So we have a show and tell, and then
Oh.
we laid out our sketchbooks on the floor, and then we talk about what we've done, and then look at other sketchers' works, and then we see and we ask questions. We by doing that, actually we encourage each other's work. You know,
Mm-mm-mm.
um, we learn from other people also their own style. Anyway, what at the end of each session, we take a picture and that's it. We
Mm-mm-mm.
probably would have lunch after, and then we go home,
Mm-mm.
and then we post it in our social media. What we did,
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
and tell the story about what happened. What that was one of those memorable. Was really El Hogar,
Mm-mm.
uh,
Mm-mm.
sketching at El Hogar.
Did you have your group photo taken with the building in the background?
No, no, that was the case. So that was the rule that
Mm.
we wanted to really emphasize all our members doing that sketching.
Oh.
See, the thing about it is that if taking pictures with a camera, even with a smartphone or the professional looking, those especially are very intimidating.
Mhm.
They're intrusive. Taking a picture of somebody you don't know is really something that no one wants, right?
Mm-mm.
But sketching them, you can do it secretly. it's not
Mm-mm.
it's not well it's not that creepy.
Yes.
um yeah, at the same time it's less intrusive. It's something that
True.
one of those things that I like to do is really practice drawing people. So that's
Mm.
when you're at a cafe. I used to draw the entire group of people inside that cafe.
Wow.
Oh.
um,
Amazing.
yes,
How does
it's not
one
like
become
yeah.
how does
Yes,
one become a member of Urban Sketchers Manila, and what's the age range?
no, anyone.
Mm.
Mhm.
No age range. I mean, we are a group of people with diversified backgrounds.
Mm.
One is I mean, like housewives, lawyers, nurses, um, fine arts artists, game developers,
Mm.
teachers, accountants, statistician. Yes.
Mm.
So it's really that's what I like about urban sketchers, is that we created a community that is not just a group of in order to become a member you have to have good work.
Mhm.
That's what's important is they join us in sketching, and then we tell the story about what we observe.
Mm, mm, mm,
um,
mm.
that's the most important thing. Being good at drawing is not the main thing, actually. It's really more about the camaraderie and then the activity
Mm,
itself,
mm.
Mhm.
and then as time goes by and with practice, you become better. I think it's encouraging, trying to encourage other people to sketch, to learn. I mean, currently in the Philippines, drawing is looked at as a non-essential,
Yeah.
whereas in developing countries, it's actually the main thing. Arts is the main,
Mm, mm,
uh,
mm, mm.
one of the major in their economy is the arts is really their main, or
Mm, mm.
if not the highest, but one of the highest income generating.
Mhm.
Um, if things I found out, here are if I made a study one time, and apparently uh, I can say 80% of students who come to college to learn architecture have no drawing training
Oh.
before they go to college. So it's the
Mm, mm.
80% of the students will have their first drawing course
Mm,
in their
mm.
lives.
Mm, mm.
So those are something that I know. And then um, it's not prioritized, drawing. no, yeah, there's drafting classes or courses during high school, but there's no specific freehand drawing. Things that I found out that there's didn't learn. I mean, hardly anyone is teaching freehand drawing, for example,
And then,
live.
yes. Janeil, what about the pandemic? Maybe in more detail.
Hmm.
How did your group navigate it? You said you had some online lessons.
Virtual stuff.
No, we
How did you
started
keep
with
the group
online.
together?
Yes, no, we still have our Facebook group, Facebook grouping, and we post, we share, we tell the stories. That's what's happening. So it's everyone's priority is really being safe. So we post what we can post from time to time, and we had virtual sketches before, as I mentioned, and then we had sketching themes of what you see outside the window, what you see outside your inside your neighborhood, what's the content of your refrigerator, and such. But currently now, we're starting with a new series of retooling ourselves. We talk about our tools. I mean, making the first series for this one is just making a sketchbook, and then come this month, we're planning to showcase our sketching tools. What do we take in our sketch sessions or outside? I mean, in our sketch sessions, our tools. What sort of notebook or sketchbook you're using, what sort of pencil or pen you're using, and then eventually we'll move on to things like basic watercolor techniques, basic proportion, or probably even there's one I thought of teaching perspective 101 for sketchers,
Wow.
because a lot of people don't understand what this the concept of so it's really something that we could do. I mean, like instead of not, I mean, we've exhausted a few of our themes already of sketching anything what we see. so now it's really all about retooling ourselves and preparing ourselves when we eventually can go out. That's the main thing.
Yeah, so things are getting more interesting as we go.
Yes, oo nga.
Yeah, and we still want to learn more about you in Urban Sketchers Manila. But for now, we will take a short break. Spotlight will be back after these reminders.
Si Harry Roque ang pinakamagaling na spokesman, kaya inggit sa kanya ang oposisyon.
Tama lang na ipinaglaban ko ang balik trabaho para bumalik ang kita ng mga nagtatrabaho at naghahanap buhay. Hindi pwedeng magutom ang pamilya. Dapat lang po ingat buhay para sa hanap buhay. Basta trabaho, kita at hanap buhay ang nakataya. Nasa harap niyo po ako.
Ibigay natin ang tudong suporta kay Harry.
Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chert Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube. Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magkita-kita po tayo mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga at magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising Na!
Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating damin sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Still with us is Janeil Arlegui of Urban Sketchers Manila. Hello, Janeil.
Hello.
Welcome back. Janeil, our
Right.
next question is, of course, everything went digital in the pandemic.
Yes.
And what you want to find out is, from your point of view, why do you think the art of urban sketching will stay relevant? And how are you trying to expand your members and audience? Because right now we have a lot of new art coming up due to digital.
Oh, okay. Thing about it is sketching is still going to be relevant in the 21st century. Because from my research, I wrote a thesis about it, and about what this relevance of drawing is. Probably you're familiar with the 4 C's: communication, collaboration, creative thinking, critical thinking, and collaboration, communication. So it's one of those things that I try to currently, we're in the Philippines. The Philippine culture is in the infancy of as a visual culture. Meaning visual drawing as a way of thinking. We communicate. Most architects would communicate by drawing, sketching 50% of the time. Half the time when we're in meetings, when we collaborate, we communicate, and then when we envision something, we sketch on what we're thinking. Now, sketching what we observe is good training for anyone to visualize. So sometimes when I'm stuck with a problem, I visualize by sketching what's in my mind, and then what's outside. Like what we observe is something. We slow down time and then we observe things. It gives us the information we observe, and then in turn, we up our skill in drawing, in our coordination with the pen and our mind. So there's nothing in between. That gives me a better skill at drawing what I think. So I think when I draw, and I draw what I think sometimes as my profession. For anyone else, who are a different profession, it's good therapy. Visualizing transcribing on something and then observing something. We have great places here in Manila. We have heritage places that we never observe. We just take pictures. Taking a picture is something that is very, even if I have a cameras and my phone camera, I only take pictures of them after I sketch. Yeah, it's that slowing down the time to observe something and to even see the beauty of something, a place, and then observing what's wrong or this is beautiful. I think if we had more of that, we can better our cities. We can better our society. Our environment to be better. So if we don't observe these things, only sometimes the bad things, bad design or bad design of environments is really, it forces you to look at, it forces you to observe, it makes you think. I think that's the key thing about the skill of sketching for me. I mean, in my interpretation. Of course, others they just want to enjoy doing art from what they observe. Yeah, and in the fine arts world, it's called life drawing. It's really practicing from reality. I think it could be just that, just to enjoy. It's very therapeutic. I mean, once you get into it, poof. I mean, 2 hours would be gone. I mean, you're just enjoying doing the thing. It's very therapeutic. It's very relaxing at the same time.
So you're an architect by profession, but how was your journey with sketching? How did it start? Did you sketch before you decided to be an architecture?
Oh, okay. Well, it started in high school. Actually, it's I discovered that I enjoyed drawing at age 12 only. Other kids would say, I started drawing at around 4, at 3. I mean, I started drawing at 12. That would be like old in a sense. So it's not something inborn. I mean, I followed a book, a textbook on how to draw portraits, and I seem to enjoy it, and really, okay. I started learning about how to create, simple shapes and shading, and then we had an arts program in a high school. So I grew up in Brunei, by the way.
That's right.
So it was a Catholic school. So the curriculum was we had arts until third year high school, and I enjoyed it. The challenges of drawing, and then of course back then it was like I was frustrated and sometimes not getting what the proportions, how do they make people? I mean, how do they, I try to observe from comic books, and then it's like, how did they come up with different positions? That got me interested, with anatomy, proportions, and then it's really something that I want to really learn how to do, and then I didn't understand about watercolor back then, of course. And when I was in college, since I already had like 3 years experience under my belt, so it came natural to me to draw what I can see in architecture school during our drawing classes. And then, but not necessarily, I never thought, I should be doing more of drawing on sketchbooks. So it only came upon me that in 2006 that I should draw more what I observed. Yeah, that was when I was already like almost 10 years out of college, and then I was working, and I wanted to relax. It's drawing was something that is very therapeutic when I was in high school, and college it was something that I tried to, drafting was more, I was more into drafting, but eventually I came back to sketching with drawing with my hand. And then, that's, I think, and then I started drawing more. I started bringing a sketchbook along with me, and then I made portable watercolor sets. Something that it's if you have a sketchbook in your bag all the time, and then when you sit down and you have nothing else to do, like no work, and you're just taking your break, it's likely that you take it out and you start drawing something. That happens. So the encouragement is just really to have a sketchbook with you all the time. So even a small size sketchbook like this. Oh, sorry. Something like this would be just to, you could put it in your pocket, right?
Portable.
And then, as simple as that, you place in a pen. You're all set to draw anything that you see or observe if you want to do it.
As an architect, how
Mhm.
did, uh, as an architect, did you continue sketching while you're at work, or how did
Yes.
being an architect figure out in your world?
Mm-mm.
You see, everything now is mostly um, CAD drawings or computer aided drawings, which are
Oh.
vector drawings. When you draw a line, you press a bunch of keys, and then with your mouse you draft. Okay, that's how it is, and it's actually the most for contract documents for building drawing plans and elevations and the like, now the technical side. But when you're thinking of designs, sketching is the fastest. So if you're thinking of designs like you need to do 10 iterations of something, a design, you can do it in one morning. Whereas if you're trying to do it with a computer, you can't even finish one well enough. But sketching is, again, sketching for me, I think it's you when you sketch the outside world, you get the training, you get the eye, you get the observation, and then and even when you're surveying prior to creating plans, if you sketch the environment, observe it, slow down time, you get more information from that than just taking pictures. So you observe while you're on site, not by pictures, because I found out that when you take a lot of pictures and you don't observe what's there, you don't take the time, and then when you print it out, we used to print out pictures before, but when you see it on screen, you don't understand a few things because you did not observe it. You observe more from live than in pictures. That's the thing. Because when you're there, you can shift your view, and you want to see something, you want to look up. You normally just take pictures like horizontally, but did you take a picture up and then you just see what's on the ceiling? Or so those are advantage of observing by sketching.
I guess.
And then yeah.
You see different perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, kasi naman, photography is just a particular moment of a reality.
Yeah.
Diba? That's what Susan Sontag said. She's a photography scholar.
Oh.
But yes.
I'm not jesting about photography is
No, we
beautiful.
understand. Yeah.
It's an art. I think it's an art. I recently have learned a lot from photography online in YouTube, and right now I'm using a camera which I bought that is for photography. And then I have bought a second one just for something, and then I learned about lighting, I learned about aperture. I mean, all of that.
It's another medium.
But that's not. Yes, it's another medium, and it's another art. And then there's like a lot of things pala that goes on. That what I learned during this pandemic is that I started doing. I mean, taking up watching all these videos about photography. But photography is and then how artistic the yes, it is. So I'm not saying that photography is another medium where you record things that as is, but in sketching is another medium whereby if you want to slow down time, you want to observe something, you want to record it on paper, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Janeil, what keeps you
Yes.
going? As I can see, is the passion, one of which keeps you going as administrator of the group. But I mean, the group has been around for 10 years. What's your inspiration? What moves you to?
There's a lot of things to sketch in the Philippines. There's a lot of our culture, our places, historical, and even the modern ones. I mean, like we live in a. If no one observes it, I mean, no one records it. We won't appreciate it so much. I mean, like I think that's what we need really in our culture is that habit of seeing, being there, I mean, like have you ever walked in Manila before? I mean, like alone. I mean, with just observing things. But sketching while observing creates a record, right? But not it's an interpretation. You can even edit things out. You don't have to draw the entire thing. You draw what you observe. Yeah, and then encouragement. Why all this time? Still, I mean, I think I'm a teacher for college students in architecture, so it's also my business to. I mean, I got into that teaching freehand drawing. Is that again, our population is in need of educating our students, our future, to observe our environments before they can design something that's good. I think, and then to see what's good design right now, what's good, what's good,
What's
in order
timely
for
and
you to
relevant right now?
Yes.
So we got some pictures here from your social media, and can you
All
tell us
right.
something about this?
Sure. Oh yes. All right. Muffy, who's a very active member of our group, no, is she heads the a program for we call this this is the what school is this again? Yeah, so this is Escuela Museo, and then they train the children there in drawing. So it's more, some of the works I think is of the children there. So it's teaching them how to draw what they see, and not necessarily exactly what they see, but a record of what they see. So it's different from very fine art or photography that which is exactly, it has to be exactly. So it's just no rules there, but just to represent it, what they see, what they feel, even the colors. I mean, if they're in the mood of something, I mean, they can use any type of color or shades.
Next picture, do we have another pic yan? It's your part of it.
So
By a child.
Ana Amparo Rojas, which is Muffy's daughter, happens to be the youngest member noon. I mean, I met her when she was 6 years old. By coincidence pa nga eh. I mean, we were sketching the old Congress building, the hall, and now it's the National Museum for Arts. And the thing is, we were sketching there. I believe it was in 2011. Mid 2011. And then Muffy and Ampao, which is si Ana Amparo, walked in and they found us. Normally, what we do here is we carry extra materials for sketching in our sketch walks, because we found that some curious children would be attracted to our sketching sessions. They would be curious on what we're doing. Dinadrawing mo? Bakit mo dinadrawing? And then so what we do is we carry these extra sketch pads and pencils, and then we provide them so that they can sketch them.
Okay.
So it was that moment that we met Muffy and Ampao, and then we gave them I remember giving them we gave them paper and some of our extra pads, and then they started drawing also. They joined us, and then we had a picture with us or that sketch.
That's so cute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We have another photo.
This is
Still the same.
yes, of course. This is in Luneta Park. Yeah, we had I think one of our annual. I don't know which one. I think our third or second. And then we sketched around Luneta Park, as one of our sketching sketch walks. That's what we call it, our sketch walks. So we sketch whatever we see, what we want to see. I mean, what we want to observe.
And
Yes.
then we have another one.
Mm.
I think we have another photo. Ito.
Yes, Escuela Museo. So again, this is what the first one, the first photo that you showed me. That this is one of the sessions for training our children. No, it's not only Muffy who is volunteering. We have of course other members who are helping out. I think one of our mission is really to teach drawing, really, to everyone, sketching. That not to be afraid with drawing.
Well, we're very interested in knowing you more, but before we take another break, we'd like to greet our viewers who are watching you right now.
All right.
Okay, hello to Kenji
Hello,
Cancio of
Kenji.
Nial.
And to Paul Kenneth Vasquez, he has a question. Bumabiyahe po ba kayo sa ibang lugar like outside Metro Manila to find other sketch subjects?
What's your answer, Janeil? Nagta-travel ba daw kayo?
Yes.
Oh.
When I have the opportunity, yes. Like for example, historical towns like Pigan. I've sketched there a few times. I mean, and then any other places that are very interesting in our. So Philippines is very rich with heritage sites. Like we have the 4 World Heritage churches. I think I've gone through. Except for Iloilo. That's the only one church that of the 4. And then we have everything. Contemporary urban, meaning what life is. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could sketch. So biyahe ako. I carry around a sketchbook or anything really. Nowadays, even I carry an iPad with a pencil, and that I also dabble with digital sketching and not just taking pictures with their tablet. Yeah.
May isang pagtanong pa si Kenji Obnial.
He asked, hello Sir Janeil, ano po difference ng sketching sa drawing? May difference nga po ba?
Good question. Okay, the terminology are interchangeable, but I read one research is that sketching is an incomplete drawing. Okay. Okay. A drawing is more finished. It would take hours, days, months, years to finish. That could be said as a drawing. But if the general terminology of sketching is very quick. It may take only seconds, minutes. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
like
sketching.
a rough
It's
draft.
incomplete. Yeah, not really. Well, it could be good enough. I mean, even a simple few lines is something that you could. So that's sketching. It's unfinished sometimes, but the missing places, the missing pieces, or things that are not there, the mind will make it out.
Okay.
I mean, so it's like it engages the mind. You form the picture yourself. So I've done that a few times. Also, fast sketching. Don't do all the details. Just the essentials. Probably later on I'll show you what I mean.
Okay.
Alright, thank you. Kenji, I hope na nasagot ni Sir Janeil yung question nyo. So thank you for staying with us, mga katribu. Spotlight will be back.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh,
Vaccination, isolation, gotta keep up with my nutrition, gotta maintain my body condition, then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM. Mapalutong bahay man o sumptuous meal for special occasions, sagot na kayo ng Tropang Kalanpag. Dahil atid sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang fun and exciting cooking show na Kalanpag, manood at matuto kung paano lutuin ang mga favorite nyong recipes. Sabayan pa ng fun and inspiring na kwentuhan sa kusina. I-upgrade na rin natin ang mga nakasanayang traditional dish ng pamilya. Plus, healthy tipid tips na ibabahagi ng Tropang Kalanpag. Matuto, mabusog, at good vibes dito lang sa Kalanpag. Tuwing Lunes, 10:30 a.m. sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Quickly.
Yes. So,
Oh boy.
Are you ready?
oo.
Hey, go.
First question ko.
Okay. Your childhood dream?
Comic book
Oh,
artist.
okay. 2, if you're a superhero, what special abilities would you like to have?
Time travel.
Oh, nice. Ikaw.
If you're an athlete, what sports will you be in?
Running.
Marathon runner.
Yes, could be.
As patient as sketching, diba?
Yeah.
Most adventure thing you've ever done?
Most oh wow, that's I don't know. Just one time we
Traveling, yeah.
just travel and go up to vegan.
What about your most memorable sketching experience?
Well, again, the the El Hogar building, as I elaborated.
Best life lesson you've learned so far, especially during the pandemic?
Just do it. One of the things I learned for doing online lessons and making content is just turn on the camera and start talking and record it, and then just in the team, because I didn't have time to write the script. So therefore I just talk out my mind what I know in teaching students.
Can you describe the art of sketching in 3 words?
Wow. Art of sketching.
3 words.
Therapeutic. Observation. I got 2 words. I got 2 words.
But I think that encapsulates it.
Yeah.
What about this one? Janeil Arlegui in 1 word.
Geek.
Oh, okay. We like that.
Yeah.
When I'm into something, I go all in.
Oh, you get obsessive over that thing.
Well, we hope we have more time because we're enjoying chatting with you. But that's it for now. Thank you for joining us, Janeil. But before we let you go, maybe get some parting shots from you. Maybe invite our Katribo viewers to join Urban Sketchers Manila or just to encourage them to get into sketching.
So currently we're not going out. It's quite dangerous, but go on to the Facebook and find us, Urban Sketchers Manila or Urban Sketchers Philippines. Right. So what we're doing currently is a series of retooling ourselves as sketchers. So for this month, in probably three weeks time, but just look out for the announcement. We're going to teach about sketch gear. So what do we take along with us when we're sketching, and what do we need for sketching? And so it's a lot of things. And then in future videos also in our with our Zoom meetings, where we'll talk about other topics like how to do perspectives, watercolor, how to handle sketching with a fountain pen is something interesting.
Wow. Nice, no?
And that's it.
Yeah, very exciting.
Iba rin yung lapat ng fountain pen on paper.
Yes.
Yes.
So once again, thank you so much for joining us, Sir Janeil, and for sharing your story.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
It has been such a delight to have you here, and we hope that we could see you again sometime.
Oh, no problem.
Yes. To our Katribo viewers, watch Spotlight Live every Thursday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page with replays on Tribune Now on YouTube. I'm Francine Marquez.
And I am Venice Bautista, and this has been Spotlight.